Hey guys, welcome to the Chillin' with Millennials podcast. It's been a while on this end. Maybe in real time, it's also been a while. Haven't recorded in a while, but it's great to see you again, my co-host. What was your name?
My name is Don Julio. Fastest racer on the block.
Okay. Any relation to the tequila?
No, that's the Mexican one. I'm the Japanese one.
That's the most disappointing thing I've ever
heard. What's up, everybody? Haven't talked to you guys in a while, but we're glad to be back. I'm sure everyone missed us. I missed you. That's for sure.
Awkward.
Yep. For sure. So a lot has happened in the world since our last meeting of the minds. What were those things, Ian?
Small things like the Ukrainian-Russian war, Will Smith beating the shit out of Chris Rock, small things.
Yeah, just a couple of events we can touch on today. Our hearts go out to those affected by the war. I think from what I hear, it's a pretty terrible situation. So
Wars are always pretty bad, but especially this one. I mean, it's a good thing that at least it's getting a lot of media coverage, and it doesn't seem like they're going to let up on the coverage. So at least people will always be aware of it, which is good. Just because sometimes, especially with fast-paced media nowadays, it seems like after a while people just get bored of it, which seems like that seems kind of like a bad thing. Like people are literally dying, and
true.
I think I think we should do whatever we can to support the Ukrainians.
It's really sad that this type of thing can happen. It's good that media is still covering it, still getting attention that it deserves. I guess it's sad that apparently one man's ego and need for power can have a negative effect on so many lives in a really violent and tragic way. So I think everybody knows by now that war sucks and is mostly pointless. Okay.
Let's say our thoughts and prayers go out to all the Ukrainian people as well as the Russians who decided to speak up about it, because that takes a lot of courage, especially in Russia.
True. Thank you.
So that was a heavy topic, but I feel like everybody should at least address it, so that way, I don't know, it's good to address things even though we might not be comfortable or used to addressing such things, just because it's real.
True. Please.
And the other news, I'm pretty sure everyone's already heard of this, and then by the time this comes out, it's probably going to be at least a week or so, maybe 2 weeks old, depending how slow I am. About Will Smith and Chris Rock.
The slap heard around the world.
Yep. Yeah.
Like the sound of the slap, it sounded more like a punch at first.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know, like it might look like a punch. Like I think some headlines had it as like a punch. And I was like, whoa. Because you could hear like the thud when he hit Chris Rock.
Yeah.
But it was a slap. Nice, meaty, with some force behind it type of slap.
Yeah. So
one thing I want to ask you is go ahead.
Okay. I guess just in case there is anybody who doesn't know at this point in time, during the, I don't even know what Oscars it was. I honestly found out from YouTube like a couple hours before it was even aired in Hawaii. So that's the only way I found it.
I didn't even know it was going on. Wait, what? Who?
Yeah.
What was even Best Picture?
Best Picture was, I think that happened like an hour after that happened. So I believe Chris Rock was presenting like a award for best documentary, and then yeah, I guess he was making jokes of like some of the people who attended the show, and then yeah, he made a joke about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and then yeah, at first Will was laughing, but I guess when he saw what his wife's reaction, he got mad, and then he slapped Chris Rock. And then after that, he started yelling at him from his seat when he returned to his seat. Yeah, that was, it's kind of surreal. Like rewatching it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty strange. It's pretty strange. You don't really expect that from Will Smith. I guess like I didn't.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has like this okay, maybe I'm just uninformed, but to me he kind of has this like clean image.
Hmm.
You know, he's a rapper, but he doesn't swear. He's in like these family friendly movies. He's kind of a family man, even though his family's kind of insane. Um, Kept his nose clean overall, so I thought that was like, I don't know, like kind of strange.
Yeah.
It was unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah, because I'd say he almost has like a similar image to like Wayne Brady almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem kind of out of character, but I don't know. It's hard to say just because without actually knowing the guy, it's really hard to judge his personality. Just because I know after hearing about it, like some people are saying it's like a whole Scientology thing, which I'm like, I had no idea that was related. But now that you say that, or you give me all the facts, I'm like, I can see it.
He's joking, FYI.
Yeah, only after the slap though. I didn't know about any other backstory type of thing until the slap anyway. Like
True.
I don't follow that type of stuff.
True.
So are you team Will or team Chris?
Oh no, 100% Team Chris.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you all the way. But you know what's weird? Like when I look online and I look on like reactions, it's like I don't know about 50-50, but there's a lot of people on team Will.
For real? It's kind of weird.
Yeah. You haven't seen that?
I mean, not really.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
kind of strange.
I've mostly seen Team Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I think the normal reaction. But okay, like the people on Team Will are saying things like, "Oh yeah, he was standing up for his family. He was standing up for his wife. Chris Rock's joke was over the line, so he kind of deserved that. Will Smith has been, under pressure for so long with scrutiny and all of these things, and he just snapped, and I don't blame him for that. Yeah, so I think those are the main things that Team Will people are saying.
I guess, but like when even Chris Rock said it, it's like, dude, it's a G.I. Jane joke. It's like, it's not even like something like very deep. It's like, I'm pretty sure like all comedians have used that joke, not even as like a serious joke, but as just like a filler, like a throwaway kind of joke. You know what I mean? It's not even like he carefully crafted it and like thought about the outcome of it. And, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, Jada Pinkett Smith, G.I. Jane joke. Next, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a pretty tame one because G.I. Jane, I didn't watch it personally, but from my understanding is like pretty good movie, and G.I. Jane herself in that movie is quite admirable and respected in that movie. So it's not like calling someone something bad, like comparing them to someone that's not good. I mean, it's just like a comparison to somebody who's kind of respected.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, the main joke is that she shaved her head. That's pretty much it. And then, yeah, I guess, like straight up, I didn't know about her having, was it alopecia either. I mean, I feel like most people,
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, most normal people don't know what that is. Or, yeah, I'd say a lot of normal people don't know what that is. And then they also don't know that she had it. So I can understand why Chris Rock would be like, yeah, dude, I have no idea. Like, He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would be like, yeah, she's sick, I have to make fun of her, you know.
Yeah, no. But yeah, like ideally in that situation, if you're actually upset about that joke, then there are much better ways to handle the situation. Obviously, like you could just tell him instead of slapping him, right?
Yeah.
That's one way. Or you could tell him in private afterwards, or you could make a public statement afterwards. So it's just a kind of a puzzling sort of reaction. And I think that he's basically mentally not in a good place. Like he's in some sort of unstable state, under some sort of like, I don't know, like mentally ill. Maybe, I don't know if I'd go that far, but he's just in some type of situation. That's like that's what I think.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever saw Will Smith in that kind of light. I guess, yeah. Well, it's like a lot of millennials. I saw him on the Fresh Prince and like with Men in Black and stuff like that. So he's always had a positive image, especially with like me. So this was like the first time where I was like, I don't know how I feel about that dude. And it's like in future projects he does, that'll probably always be in the back of my mind, which is I'll be like, I don't know. It feels like a little Chris Brownish to me, you know?
What? No.
Yeah, it's definitely way less bad as Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Way less bad. I think like I think it's like, yeah, Chris Brown stuff is basically irredeemable. I think Will Smith, I could, if he's been through that much, it's just like a strange reaction. Just a weird thing to do that's just not cool.
Yeah.
Like one time. Whereas like I'd say that's pretty bad, but it's like forgivable after a while if you show remorse, if you can take responsibility and understand why it's bad and understand like what situation led you to do that. Yeah, I think it's like, it's not like he killed someone or something, but
no,
it's not a good look at all. And it's just weird.
Yeah. I think I guess because he only had a written apology from, I don't even know if he technically wrote it or his publicist wrote it, but it did feel kind of like, like government issued kind of apology kind of thing,
Well, the weird thing was his like that he got best actor.
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards.
That was weird.
And then like made him a speech about like spreading love and then like being in tears. Yeah, I guess that contributed to like the not good look, because like clearly, like if he was if he was thinking like a normal person, like then he'd probably instantly like say he regrets doing that. But he kind of like apologized to like the award show and other people around. He didn't really address the issue head on or anything like that. So the fact that he can't see that immediately makes, I guess it shows that either he's just in a really weird mental state or he's just like out of touch of reality and just like kind of, maybe he is that jerk.
Yeah. I can definitely see that because, yeah, it was weird that, yeah, it almost felt like he was trying to justify himself by saying, yeah, I was protecting my family. But that seems, I don't know, it feels kind of like scapegoating kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I was doing it for my family. It's like, maybe, but that still feels kind of like you're trying to make an excuse, Yeah. Yeah,
it's just strange. It's just like, yeah, it's just not really cool. And he kind of made it worse, I think, because like first the slap, that was really uncalled for.
Yeah.
Then he sat down and he started yelling, and then everybody knew it was real and not fake.
Yeah.
And yeah, the slap, probably like most people are like, whoa, is this scripted? It's like, that's really weird. And then he just like starts yelling, and then you're like, whoa, this guy's kind of crazy. And then he gives the speech, and he's like not really apologizing,
Yeah.
like really, and and then that just really buries him.
Yeah. And then I know it's like, oh yeah, I'm just like King Williams, they're calling me the crazy dad. It's like that's not the same thing, bro. That's very different. It's like you can't compare yourself to the guy you're playing. His crazy thing was that he was doing something that nobody thought his daughters could or should do. Not he didn't beat the shit out of somebody because they said something that he didn't like. That's very different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty darn different. But I also saw some people saying that like maybe he was just like he's kind of like a method actor, and he's kind of like still in character a little bit.
I can't see that because
Yeah.
even like the King Williams made a statement saying that we don't condone violence. We don't we don't do that. So even the guy who he was acting or playing was like, no, that we're not cool with that. Yeah.
I mean, he took it way too far, but like that's one explanation people had is just like he's just he was just kind of in character.
Yeah. No. But I'd say it makes Chris Rock look really good, especially how he recovered, or like when the slap happened, you could see him like mentally being like,
True.
am I gonna go after this dude, or am I just gonna like keep it going? He had that moment of
Yeah, he handled it like a champ. Massive respect to Chris Rock after that, like to keep your composure. I think he's like a professional in those situations. Like he's been on stage for basically most of his life. So one thing I read is that he got bullied in his childhood as well.
Yep, I saw that too.
Like beat up and stuff. So that's kind of respect for keeping composure in that situation. Like probably couldn't have handled it better. Like didn't really escalate at all. Didn't really say anything he'd regret. Didn't like let the show go on as much as it could. So big props.
Yeah, because I know they're saying that he got bullied so much that one day he just snapped, and then like he just beat someone up, but it was like so bad that he traumatized himself, where he was just too scared to ever get angry again and like lose control. Which that's kind of something really hard to get over. The fact that you did something that horrifies yourself and that you're scared to ever get angry again. That's some major like therapy stuff, which he did go to therapy for a lot for that.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man.
Yeah. So
I like how he his hands are behind his back, like basically the whole time.
Yeah.
Like his hands are behind his back basically like all the way until he gets slapped, and then like they come out, and then 5 seconds later they're behind his back again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say I was always kind of a Chris Rock fan, but even more so, I'm just like, yeah, I still like him.
Yeah. Good thing I like him.
Yeah, maybe not after Grown Ups or Grown Ups too, but I'm still a fan. Yeah. So that was probably the second biggest thing that happened besides, the war.
Yeah, I just think it's so crazy, like how many. It's so crazy. It just still blows my mind that like half of people are on like Will Smith's side. It makes me think, okay, am I the one that's out of touch, or is half the world actually just dumb?
Yeah.
But I can't really say either way, but it's just kind of strange to me.
Same. As half the world I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you meet one of those people in person? It's like, well, for me personally, I'm just like not really confrontational. So like if I met somebody in person, they're like, oh man, did you hear about the slap, man. Really love Will Smith for doing that. I'd probably be like, yeah, man. And then just like not talk about it.
Yeah, I'd say if I was in that position, it's hard to say because I think I used to not be confrontational, but then I started just not caring about what people think of me. So I've become more like, well, kind of a dick move though. Also kind of illegal, they kind of assault and could have gone to jail, but that's cool too if you like that. Yeah. I,
Yeah.
yeah. Which
Yeah, it's just weird. Like those kinds of things happen all the time. Like, okay, oh, half the people are Democrats, half the people are Republicans. Like, well, some people are Christians, some people are other religions. Like,
yeah.
You never know, right? And like the people you encounter and the people you talk to who are basically 90% normal people, like the only weird thing about them for someone could be like one of those types of beliefs. And it's like, for some people, that's deal breakers. But yeah, like it's just weird that there's so many of these different opinions and they all hate each other online. But when you meet each other in real life, it's like, oh, you're basically just normal until you say that, and then I hate you.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. Because I know I've gone through that just because, okay, especially with like the whole COVID-19 thing, it's definitely shown some people, especially living in America.
Oh, yeah, that's the other big one.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. That's probably the third big thing going on. We're still in that. I'm pretty sure nobody's forgot that though.
Yeah, it's like that's just how it is now. It's like not even worth talking about anymore almost, which is kind of interesting.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I heard it's supposed to be done soon.
I doubt it. I honestly don't think so. Because, like, okay, I'm currently in Hawaii, and we recently had our indoor mask mandate lifted. And then but businesses, since it's the business and a private property, they still have the right to um, ask people or require people to still wear masks. But for the majority of other places that aren't government places, they can get away with not wearing masks. So, I mean, you've definitely seen a lot. Actually, I'm kind of surprised because a lot more people are not wearing masks, but it's still like, I'd say 70% of people I meet are still wearing masks, which is pretty, I don't know, very surprising for me, but that might be because I'm a pessimist, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess like Hawaii probably has a little bit more. I guess it just depends on where you are, right? From what I hear, like places like, I don't know, some areas of Texas or just different areas of the US might have more people not wearing masks than wearing masks. And then maybe in those places, if you wear a mask, people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? In those places, it could be harder to wear a mask because of like social pressure.
No, yeah. I mean, I think I only had that confrontation once, and I just pretty much told them I'm an American, so I could do whatever I want, and if I want to wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask. That's all I said.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just a weird time to be living in. It's kind of like a TV show, or it's kind of like almost not real, like a concept for a movie or something where, oh, there's a big pandemic that spreads across the world. And then instead of wearing masks that are scientifically proven to prevent the spread of diseases, people choose not to because it represents their political beliefs.
Yeah.
That just sounds like, whoa, that's a strange concept, but it's actually real life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the easy way the easy way I think about it is it's like you see in those horror movies where like there's the person who does this thing that everyone's like, bro, what, he shouldn't be doing that, but then they still do it. That's kind of how it feels like right now.
Yeah, it's like you think that person in the horror movie is like so dumb, and you're like, this is not realistic at all. But actually, there are probably like half the people would probably do that in real life because they're all pretty dumb.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's very. It shouldn't be political, and I don't understand why it is. It's like it's not like only Democrats or are wearing masks, or only Republicans don't wear masks. It because I mean people wear them for occupational reasons or health reasons, and it shouldn't be
Yeah.
such a
Yeah, I think like the problem is it's kind of the same as the war problem. There are people in this world who get benefits or like get power or get some sort of like sick pleasure out of um like maybe rising up a mob, or maybe if they're a politician, they literally get their political power and or money from like instigating mob mentality.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever there's an opportunity to get people together and angry and it benefits somebody, then it seems like that's what happens these days, which is pretty sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just too old school. No, I don't even think it's old school because I'm pretty sure people have been doing that for a long time now. Because it feels wrong to be to either lie or to spread about information that is either untrue or highly or like for the sole purpose of dividing people. That just for some reason that just seems wrong to do or even try to do. And I don't know, it just doesn't in my mind it doesn't make sense why anyone would do that,
Yeah. Yeah, that it shouldn't happen and it's a shame, but yeah, I think like well, one thing these days that has never been happened before, which is like been talked about to death already anyway, is just like social media. And that is basically like gasoline on that fire. People have been instigating, like creating mob mentality for personal power since the beginning of history, but only now is it amplified with social media, like the gasoline on the fire. Um, so yeah, that's one thing that is different about today. That kind of like is I like. I guess I like social media, but I can understand how it's actually pretty bad
Yeah.
for the world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I wonder what it is because I'm kind of concerned how easily people are like tricked by just fake things, which I don't know. Especially in my brain, I'm like, how can you just see that? I'm like, yeah, that seems true, without being like, this seems kind of sus. Maybe I should see if other people are saying the same thing, or try to see if there are some corroborations between different organizations, to check that it's true, and not be like, oh yeah, I saw this article. It says random dogs are like eating people, and that we have to be aware of the new uprising of herds of dogs trying to take over North America. If you saw an article like that, you wouldn't just be like, yeah, that seems true, I better spread that on Twitter. You would be like, I wonder what
I better share it right away.
yeah. It's like it's like I know people are probably being like, yeah, that seems dumb, but at the same time it's like the amount of crap that gets spread doesn't feel that far off from that kind of story, but yet people are still spreading it without, I don't know, like I don't understand how fact checking and like or like checking your sources became such a forgotten art.
Yeah, I think like that's actually like people fact checking people is actually the minority of people, sadly. Like maybe you said you're surprised people don't do it, but honestly I think most people don't. um I think like maybe we're conditioned because like maybe even 10, 20 years ago when most of the information was spread by publications like media outlets, newspapers, the news, those have to be fact checked to some extent, because that's how you maintain credibility. But then now with social media, you have any person can be a source of information with no fact checking. So now the people who are watching this media have to fact check when they didn't have to 20 years ago. So yeah, that's one reason possibly, is that, you know, we haven't adapted to this new age, where you have to fact check everything. Maybe that's why there's like maybe it just comes to my mind that it's like a boomer thing. Like your auntie just like spreads on a Facebook status some wild news story that can't be true.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a generational thing. Like,
Oh, I don't think it is. Well,
yeah, you can't believe everything.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe my family's different, because I know I would never see my auntie do that just because she's a former teacher. And oh yeah, she wouldn't do that. My uncle wouldn't do that. He's an accountant. And well, yeah, he's yeah. Actually, my dad constantly writes into the local paper correcting all their mistakes. You know. Yeah, actually, even me, when I see it, like when I watch like the new local news, I listen to what they're saying, and I'm like, that's kind of divisive. Or like, because one of the local stations, when they were talking about the Chris Rock thing or the slap thing, they said the way that they described it was Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock after Rock made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith's disease. I'm like, okay, first off, you're not wrong, but you're completely like not giving the story, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The headline can change so much. Like how you say it can change so much. And I guess you have to say it responsibly. But all the social media, all the media is incentivized to stir up emotions because that gets you more views. So yeah, even the media these days is incentivized to like make people angry. So it's everywhere you go, really.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. I don't know. I still think, especially in, I guess, non-fictional media, you know, like news and stuff, they should have they should use their journalistic integrity more, just because if they don't do that, then they're honestly no different than like a tabloid, except they're just, you know, on prime time TV. That's about it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know like what governs that, who governs that, but definitely like if kept unchecked, it's definitely kept not checked as much as it should be right now. Because if kept unchecked, it becomes what it is right now, which is putting out things to get views.
Yeah.
Instead of putting out things to inform.
Yeah.
So maybe like PBS or maybe like the BBC. I don't know about like too much about those, but things that are funded by the government and like have no incentive to draw viewers could be the most unbiased, because they're not like swayed by views and just like trying to drum up controversy. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say what should be done, but it's definitely like too much right now.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is an age thing, but yeah. And as I've gotten older, because, yeah, I for sure get my news from different sources. So for sure, I have, the NHK app, the Arirang app, the Al Jazeera app, and then the New York Times app, which are probably my main sources of news. I also have the BBC. But yeah, sometimes they are kind of swayed a little more towards their national view, but I think it's good just because it gives you a different perspective from each news source. Granted, it can be all the same thing, but even just like the slight wording differences does kind of highlight their, I guess, national view of certain things.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you could have the same event happening, but like choosing what parts of it to highlight and what specific words they use is definitely like kind of colors it. I mean, nobody is free of bias, so you'll see the different cultural nuances or biases in each one. So I think like getting perspectives from more places is definitely better in the long term, so that you can like see different points of view and decide for yourself what you believe.
Yeah.
Instead of just like listening to just one source all the time and then just like getting kind of brainwashed and like end up believing whatever they say. Because if you just listen to them, it's probably pretty convincing. Because like, yeah, I think maybe when I was younger, I probably was more susceptible to it. It's just like, for me, like whatever argument you listen to first has a pretty good, like, has some real estate in your brain a little bit. Like they got there first, that you heard their perspective first. But when you listen to like the counter argument, they have like just as valid points. So yeah, if you don't listen to at least two, then like you're really kind of missing out on, okay, what is the actual truth in here?
Yeah. Because I could definitely attest to that. Because I think it's just experience. Because I know for a time, okay, it was probably, when was this? Like mid 2000s, 2010s ish. I think I was watching Dog the Bounty Hunter back when he was still on TV. But yeah,
Nice.
I think when I watched it, I'm like, man, this guy's doing a really good job. It's like, why aren't more people doing stuff like that? And then I'm pretty sure I was like, Mom, Dog the Bounty Hunter is so cool. It's like, it's so cool because he's like trying to help people. And then now that I'm older, I'm like, I mean, he's also trying to get his money back just because he sponsored their bail. So if he doesn't capture them, he probably is going to lose, like $100,000. So that's probably a good reason too. And he might generally be trying to help people, but majority of the people he's going after are people who owe him money,
Yeah. I guess it's less noble when you put it that way.
Yeah.
When you see it that way. So yeah, like if you just listen to the words coming out of his mouth, you'll probably like be how you were and just think, oh yeah, man, like this guy, he's like a saint. But actually he has a very real financial incentive, and it's not really about making the world a better place at all. I think from what I've seen, or from what I observed so far, not that I know everything, but it seems like people who have actually pure intentions, pretty rare.
Yeah.
Especially people in power. Because the road to getting in power is pretty hard. To stay pure the whole time, because you're just going to lose to somebody has less ethics at some point. And so the people at the top like generally have some sort of incentive, whether it be power, whether it be money, whatever. So yeah, whenever I see something in the world that like is it's usually caused by somebody, and it's usually that somebody is like looking for something is in terms of like power or like finance or something like that. Maybe that's super cynical, but that's kind of what I try to think about when I see things happening.
Yeah. You have to try and figure out what they're saying and what they're doing. It's kind of like the whole Russia thing. It's like what they're saying and what they do are not necessarily correlated, and that might just be, either a deploy or just might actually be what they're doing. But you should never take it at face value. It doesn't mean you should always like tell people that, or you would have to always think that, but you should never trust easily. Always have some level of doubt. Just because, I mean, if you trust people, you're just gullible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true. I think that's one of my character weaknesses, actually. I'm pretty trusting, but I guess that's not smart, to be honest. So kids don't trust.
Yeah, I say don't trust, but at the same time, I guess I'm trying to not be so cynical, just because being cynical and thinking everyone's like out for personal gain is not a good way to live. Honestly, it's kind of tiring, and it makes the world seem like a pretty crappy place. If you're just like, man,
That's
I
true.
think this person's just trying to steal, or this person's just trying to, like do something. That's not a good way to live. And yeah,
No, I think yeah, for me, I think like it's not like I go around and every single person on the street I'm thinking, "What's your angle?" It's kind of the opposite, really. I'm pretty gullible. But I would say like I'm mostly talking about people in positions of power. Cuz yeah, I just think like to rise to that level, you have to have some sort of not you have to, but it's just you're more likely to get to that level by being an opportunist.
for
So
sure. Yeah.
just a random person, I would say like most people are like totally cool, but that's why they're just random normal people. But when you're thinking about like people in positions of power, they had to think strategically in order to get to those places. And yeah, so when you're evaluating what they're doing, then you also have to think strategically.
Oh, for sure. Because I can definitely imagine a lot of people who first became politicians, they were probably, I'd say maybe not all of them, but a good amount of them had pure purposes or like pure intentions. But I think, yeah, being in that kind of environment, honestly, I really don't wish anyone would get into politics, which is probably why, like, especially was it non-lawyer background people like engineers and stuff, guys like that don't enter politics because they probably see it as like, yeah, there's what you want to do and what you can do and who you gotta know or whose back you gotta scratch in order to get what you want. But then at the same time, it's like, what do you have to give up? How much of yourself do you have to give up in order to reach that goal? And I think a lot of people are like, yeah, that doesn't seem worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's usually like a lot, like almost your entire soul to get there. Like, say, the president of the United States. Like, yeah, I mean, you probably, the person you were as a kid, as an aspiring politician, like, has completely been traded for favors by that point. I think. I don't know personally, but
Yeah.
I can imagine so.
Okay, I know we weren't going to get political, but I feel like I just have to get a little bit in. You've heard of was it Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, right? The senators.
No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Please fill me in.
Okay, I'm pretty sure anyone who knows about politics know that they're the only Democrats who don't vote along party lines, which is why their names come up a lot because they're usually the people in the way of the Democratic agenda. And I know a lot of people don't like them, but I guess I give them props because, I mean, I'm not sure if it's good for like their intentions are good or bad, but the fact that they're sticking with their guns and they're not going with party lines, I think that's commendable. I mean, granted, I don't know if maybe they're being paid off or what. If that's the case, then yeah, they're just assholes. But I don't know. I like the idea of like even Mitt Romney. I never thought I would like Mitt Romney, but like these past couple years, I'm like, bro, I like that dude. He's not like holding back. Even John McCain when he was alive, I'm like, this guy seems like an out of touch white dude, but at the same time, he's respectful, but also pretty like strong in where he stands and his values, and I can kind of get behind that. I might not vote for the dude, but I could probably at least have a beer with the guy and maybe have disagreements, but still think he's a cool dude.
Right, exactly. I think like the fact that they're like in the Democratic Party doesn't, and they're not voting Democrat, they're probably getting villainized, right? Like you're like a traitor, you're like evil because the other party is evil. Where that's really not the point. Like you standing for what you really think is right, or what the people who you represent think is right, is the point. And whatever side that happens to be on is cool. So yeah, that's definitely commendable. And yeah, like people are just people with opinions. Like, guys like Romney, McCain, maybe you'll meet them, totally cool people. You'll have a beer with them, you'll shake their hand, you'll like invite them to dinner, you'll have a good time. And you probably in your life, you probably know a ton of people that are like have way different opinions from you. And at the end of the day, like they're just humans. They're just like doing their thing. They're cool. They'll help you out when you're in need. They just have like a different opinion about certain things because of maybe like their background, maybe the things they've seen in their life. But yeah, like people just think, oh, because you believe one thing, you're now evil for everything. That's just like not right,
Yeah.
and just like pretty unhealthy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's too other. I hate the idea of trying to like otherize people, or like, you know, making people seem inhuman, because it's like we're all just trying to live in this world. It's kind of a crap deal. We're just, you know, we're all just trying to get through it, you know. And yeah, we might not agree on every way or the methods being held, but the main goal is, you know, stay alive, you know, make sure the world doesn't burn, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you can stay alive and do some good, like that's cool. That's admirable.
Yeah.
And maybe you're traumatized. Like everybody has something they went through or are going through. Like, yeah, it's doesn't mean you're evil or anything like that. It's better to just like think we're in the same boat instead of just like the insider outsider mentality.
Yeah.
Is just pretty harmful. Maybe that comes from caveman days. Like, I don't know, like it's dangerous to interact with people that are strangers. But yeah, I mean, today it's pretty much outdated. It's just not a useful mentality.
Yeah, I'd say it does a lot more harm than than like protection. Then yeah, it does more harm than prevention. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
For sure. Yeah.
Damn, man,
Cool.
that was pretty deep. That was really deep. I didn't think we would get that deep for so long.
Yeah, and it all started with a slap.
From the slap. Did you ever see that show? Did you see the slap?
No.
Me neither. I'm pretty sure
What's
I've
that?
only seen the meme.
Oh.
I know there's the.
Adam Rosenbach's YouTube video.
I wonder who it was. I don't know. Was it the dude who played Superman? Not Henry Cavill. The one before that. He was in Chuck, and like, was it Marvel? What's that Marvel show? No, DC show. He plays like the Atom. I forget his name. It was either
I don't
it
know.
was either that dude or the guy who played Sylar from like Heroes, because they kind of look similar. But
Christopher Reeve?
is it Christopher Reeves? I don't think it's Christopher Reeves. No, Christopher Reeves was the old school one.
Maybe it was like, yeah.
Okay, wait. Oh, we're going back to Google. Superman. Okay, wait. Who played Superman? Okay. Brandon Routh. That's his name.
All right.
It's either him or Heroes Sylar. They both have kind of similar looks, except one has really big eyebrows. Gabriel Gray. That's his name. Oh, that sounds like a superhero name. Is that really his name? No. No,
Yeah,
that's not his name.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
portrayed by Zachary Quinto. Okay. I was like, Gabriel Gray, that sounds like a comic book hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know who played it, but it's either one of them. But yeah, they just had that where, okay, the slap is where I think it was like a birthday party or something, and then a kid was acting up or doing some stuff, and then one of the attendees, I guess he was like a parent or something, slaps the kid, and everyone's like, oh, kind of thing, and then they just go up to him one by one and say, you can't do that, and he just starts slapping everybody. That was the joke.
Is this a comedy or is this like?
No, that was
Adam Rosenbach.
version, but I think in the
Or
TV, like the actual show, the slap, I think it was the guy slapped, and it was like all the like viewpoints of like the other people and what happened after that, which is weird, but
interesting.
yes,
It was a movie?
it was a drama mini series. in 2015.
Oh, I see.
That was on for 8 episodes. Huh.
Oh,
Yep. Now when you Google search the slap, all you see is Chris Rock and Will Smith.
yep.
How times have changed. Okay, wait. I gotta. Because for sure we can't talk about. Alright, for sure we can't talk about PlayStation because I feel like that's just gonna be like a 1/10 of what we're actually gonna need.
Yeah, exactly. So, jumping off the slap.
Well, speaking of slapping, are there any shows that slap for you that you're watching now?
Oh,
Nice transition.
yeah. So, hey, that transition slapped. So, right now I'm watching Forecasting Love and Weather.
Oh,
You heard of it?
yeah.
Because last time you didn't.
I haven't watched it, but I know the drama just because Park Min Young's in it, and she's one of my faves.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All right. All right.
I liked her in
Respect.
What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? I liked her in that. Yeah, and then she was also in like City.
I don't
Hunter.
think I haven't watched that, but yeah. I think it's good. I don't know. I don't have a big repertoire of K dramas, but I wouldn't say it's like Itaewon Class. It's not like an Itaewon Class level type of thing where it's like, whoa, this is different. It's kind of stays to the norms. It's not like it doesn't take itself very seriously. It's pretty lighthearted, especially the first few episodes. Pretty lighthearted, just like almost like a sitcom almost. Like you're just kind of placed in some funny situations between like these coworkers that work at the KMA, Korean Meteorological Agency, I think. So
sounds reasonable.
yeah, and they just like, yeah, they're just in charge of forecasting the weather, like issuing typhoon warnings and like stuff like that.
Kind of like Noah.
And then I guess like, yeah, I guess they have a reputation in Korea. Like this is what I heard. They have a reputation in Korea for being not good at their job. Like whatever they say is not true. They just are not good at forecasting stuff. Like, yeah, Min Young told me this joke that, yeah, on the it rained on the KMA's company picnic.
That's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, so no, that's just like a joke. So yeah, like that's where they work, and they kind of like glamorize it. They make it as cool as possible, like the hackers on American TV. It's like, whoa, he's hacking, and it's like some crazy like typing stuff. But this is like the weather version where they're just like making weather forecasting look so cool. Yeah, and then there's just like some love, not triangle, but a quadrilateral.
Wow.
Like a four-sided love equation type of thing going on. But yeah, pretty good.
That's good. I'm probably watch that after, but right now I'm watching Business Proposal, which is also on Netflix. Have you seen that one pop up?
K-drama?
Yep.
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, that's the one with Kim Se-jung. That's the one. It honestly sounds like a Japanese drama or like Japanese show because it's about a CEO who hires a girl to pretend to be his fiance, which sounds very Japanese. You know.
Nice. Business Proposal.
Yep. I like it because it's based off of what you call it is based off of a webtoon. I believe it's a Korean webtoon, which is probably why I actually really like the art style.
Like Itaewon Class.
Yeah, I like it because it's very quirky and comedic. So like when they have like reactions and stuff, they'll definitely have like the kind of like comedy skits in between of like, you know, they'll have like random characters behind them like making comments and stuff like that, or like they'll have like a weird like flash into like some sort of like noir film kind of setting. I kind of like that thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very comedic and lighthearted.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, but
Do you think there's more like comedic? Do you think there's more comedic and lighthearted K-dramas these days, or they've always kind of been like that? Because when I think of K-drama, I think of like some crazy like inheritance. At least like one person dies. Yeah, that type of stuff.
maybe for like weekend dramas, I think of that. Like maybe not so crazy, but like yeah, I'd say that's more like a weekend drama kind of thing. For me, it really depends because K dramas vary so much. But like for me, my foundation is more like Boys Over Flowers, Playful Kiss. Then you also have the sad ones like Stairway or My Princess, Coffee Prince, you know, that kind of thing, where it's a lot of them are kind of lighthearted, but they can get kind of dark, or some of them are just dark, like Stairway to Heaven, just the entire time. Yeah.
Dang.
So it really depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, I guess like you can't really say K-drama is a genre.
mhm.
That's like saying American show.
Yeah. Yeah. Because yeah, American shows definitely vary because you have maybe not that much. You have
Yeah.
the survival shows, the competition shows, then what else? The drama shows, game shows. What else does America have?
HBO,
HBO is just
like dramas. I don't know these days. Like, I don't. Obviously, I'm not located in America, so I don't know
Yeah.
right now. Netflix. I know Netflix.
yeah, because honestly don't watch TV besides just like news. That's about it. So I definitely watch more streaming service, which
Mm.
I don't know if you can really put them in the same category as like cable shows, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't. I think like the budget is definitely different. I think the cable shows have higher budgets in general, which doesn't mean it's better, but I guess that's just like generally means it's kind of more fun to watch, I guess.
The cable
Or
shows?
you have to, when you don't have a big budget, you have to nail a lot of things, I guess.
Wait, the cable shows or the streaming shows?
Cable shows.
I would kind of think the streaming shows have slightly higher budgets because I don't know. A lot of them seem more.
Maybe these days.
Yeah. But then again, I'm also thinking of probably like Disney Plus, Netflix, or like Hulu, those kind of like streaming sites.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Mandalorian straight up looked like a Star Wars production.
Yep.
Even though, like, I heard that's pretty low budget. But yeah. I was like, dang, it's basically Star Wars. Cool.
Yeah. I really like. I think because well, of course, Disney Imagineers are crazy, or maybe not Imagineers, but like Disney engineers are crazy. What they can think of and the technology they make. That was it. The background screen. That's just crazy, man. The fact that they can use that on such a big scale and make their own environments. That's nuts.
Wait, what is that? Like just a huge screen?
Yeah, it's literally a huge screen. So they have like a set. I don't know how big it is. It's a pretty damn big set. And then in the background, they just have a giant screen that's like about what? It looked like it would be at least 20 plus feet. It's like pretty high, like almost the height of a actual like filming studio, which is pretty high. And then it puts up high definition images of like backgrounds and stuff. So a lot of what you see in The Mandalorian is the screen, or I believe it's the screen, and then
Whoa.
they just like CGI to make it look even better.
Whoa, interesting.
Yeah. And they make all the practical.
That's pretty crazy.
After that, to like for like the ship and stuff like that. But yeah, that's nuts.
Wow, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I just watch. Thank you, Disney engineers, for entertaining me.
Wait, have you watched All of Us Are Dead?
No, but I've seen the preview type of thing.
Do you like that kind of stuff?
What is it though?
It's a zombie movie or zombie show.
Yeah, I kind of like zombie shows. I guess it's like a guilty pleasure because lots of them are just like people think it's just overdone. But yeah, I like zombies.
I do like Korea's take on zombie movies, which I feel like they definitely revitalized the zombie movement. Like especially with Train to Busan and then everything after that with like The Kingdom and like shows like that. Yeah, All of Us Are Dead. I believe it takes place in a high school and there's a zombie outbreak. And then yeah, the story pretty much progresses how you would think it would. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd probably watch that. Yeah. Did you? Wait. I think I watched the first Walking Dead with you. I think that was the first time I watched The Walking Dead.
Was it the first
at your house
episode or was it a different episode?
Yeah, I think one of the first episodes or the first one. I think like where somebody like he fires a bullet in a tank.
Oh, and like in a tank, like a military tank.
yeah, like a actual tank.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the first episode.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I watched that there. What did you like The Walking Dead?
I liked it. Okay, wait. How much of that show have you actually watched?
I watched until like season I forgot, maybe 7, like Negan. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Baseball bat guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he's first introduced, and then I didn't watch after that.
After What's Their Faces died.
I don't know. Are we doing spoilers on here or what?
Maybe. After What's Their Face died, though, right? Right? Is that when you stopped?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Okay, wait. What season are they on? I don't even know. I actually stopped watching after that because they did like Negan gets introduced. They kind of have this thing going on, and then they kind of fast forward it in time. So we're like not giving spoilers. After when they fast forward it, that's when I started to lose interest with the Whistlers or whatever they're called. Yeah, it was around there. I kind of started losing interest. Yeah. Do you care if I spoil it or?
No, I don't really care because
So if people who don't want The Walking Dead spoiled up to what season are they on? 10? Okay, I haven't watched any of the new stuff, so if you have watched up to there, you guys are fine. If you want to still watch the older stuff, yeah, you should probably click away or jump on ahead. But yeah, so after they get rid of Negan and his gang, and like they have a war with Alexandria, the Kingdom, and was it Hilltop? I think it's Hilltop. Yeah, those three communities band together and get rid of the Negan group, and then after they like lock Negan up, they actually physically put him in jail, and then they have the Whistlers, which are guys who wear zombie skins and then walk around with them. Yeah, really weird.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Pretty weird. I guess like it went from like sort of realistic in some ways, like okay, yeah, like this is like a drama. It's a survival in this world, and then it turned into like a little bit more sci-fi-y. Like okay, like we have these like this community with like the governor and stuff, and this is how they live.
Yeah.
You have like what's her face with 2 katanas or 1 katana. I don't know, but like katana lady. Yeah, and then just like some guy with a baseball bat. It just went a little bit sci-fi, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I think if you like that kind of stuff, I guess you'll like it. But maybe I originally got hooked because of like the drama / realism in there, and then it kind of just turned into like a sci-fi thing, which is also cool. I like sci-fi, but I kind of like switched it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I still really like Negan, I'd say he's probably one of my favorite characters. And I don't know, that his most iconic scene where he kills off the two dudes, that's probably still one of my favorite just because his acting is just so on point with that scene. Yeah, because was it the guy who plays Negan? His name is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So you might not know, but like you've heard of Supernatural before? Have I told you about this?
Yeah, I know that show.
Yeah. So
I haven't watched many.
It's a good show. So if you guys haven't watched Supernatural either, you should probably watch it because there's a lot to binge watch. There's probably about 12, 13 episodes, 13 seasons. So yeah. But anyways, the guy who plays Negan plays the two main characters' father. So it's pretty funny because the two guys are hunters, so they like hunt like monsters and stuff and kill them. And they grab out Negan's bat, and it's funny because the guy's like, "Man, this is Dad's favorite thing. One day I'll give this a swing." I was like, "Bro, I just love that so much."
Wow.
I'm like, damn,
Easter egg.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Jeffrey Morgan, he did a really dope job, and yeah, I'd say, yeah, I saw the previews for the new upcoming season or the current season, and it's kind of weird. It definitely looks like they changed it up a lot. It definitely feels a lot more sci-fi because when I looked at it, there are guys in like, was it bright colored armor and stuff like that? I'm like, it feels kind of like stormtrooper-ish kind of look. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Embrace the sci-fi. Go full sci-fi.
Yeah. So I probably
aliens.
I mean, even Naruto went aliens, so
I guess at some point when you get like power creep happens way too much, you just got to introduce aliens at some point.
Yep.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dragon Ball Z, the whole concept is about aliens anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, at some point you run out of things on your planet and you got to introduce aliens.
Yep. I mean, yeah, was it Naruto went aliens? Indiana Jones also went aliens. Who else did aliens?
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like aliens.
Aliens are interesting. They're cool. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it for what I've kind of been watching. So mostly Business Proposal, finished All of Us Are Dead. Probably. I'm watching. Have you heard of 39?
No. What? Oh yeah. I think I've heard of it. Yeah. It's like 3 women.
Yep. Yeah.
You're planning on watching that one?
I already started watching it. I'm probably like 6 episodes deep, and then they took a break, I think, for the elections, and they're starting back up. So I haven't started yet, but I thought it was going to be like A Gentleman's Dignity. Have you seen that? I'm pretty sure I showed you that.
No.
Okay. Well, that's kind of more of a comedic
I haven't.
thing. I thought it'd be more like that. It feels a little more drama, like quirky drama-y. And honestly, I kind of like it. This is probably one of those cry dramas.
That's
a
cool.
little bit, but it makes you laugh. So
I'm just like skeptical about any drama that has like 3 middle-aged women as the main characters, that if it can like capture my attention. I'm not saying like it can't, but it's just like that doesn't attract me to it.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a simpleton.
I guess I don't know. I kind of like. I guess I've kind of grown into like rom coms and stuff and like that. This is kind of half rom com, but kind of serious. Like, okay, there's a really big spoiler in episode 2, and I think a lot of people either liked it or they hated it, and they felt like they went too different from, because it doesn't feel like a normal Korean drama. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's not much we can talk about without spoiling it.
No, that one. What's a big spoiler that happened in a movie? It's like that, except they did that in episode 2.
Like The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like if like in like after the half-hour mark you find out Bruce Willis is dead, and then it's like watching the movie after that and seeing how the characters react to that. That's kind of like what the show is. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty darn interesting now.
Yeah, because I would say the theme of it is not necessarily about romance and stuff. It's more about friendship and what happens in friendship, and like also the romances around the friendship, like, like, but it's still more about the three people's friendship, the three main characters' friendship, or they're not main characters, but the three women's friendship, which I really like. Because even though they are women, I feel like even guys can find parallels within that amongst their, like, male relationships and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the concept of friendship is way less explored than the romance type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess, yeah, it's probably refreshing to see that type of story.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say if you like that kind of like playful kiss or boys over flower dramas, you probably won't like this for sure. It feels way too heavy.
Yeah. That's intriguing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Yep. Another Korean recommendation. If you also want to find more Korean recommendations, you might find it on another channel that might be linked down here eventually, or whenever they decide to make a video.
We'll see if it's linked or not when you're watching it. Comment below. Is it linked?
Yeah. If it is linked, maybe please click on that link. Please.
That too.
But yeah, so we talked about nothing that we were planning to talk about.
The last time we did that, we scrapped the episode, so hopefully it comes out better.
Yeah. Last time it was archived as "please don't publish." That's what I archived it. Yeah.
No, I think this one's better because we're actually talking.
Yeah.
I think the last one we went off the rails. We were just watching videos mostly. So yeah, I think this one's probably.
I feel like
better.
we were talking about Japan, or like.
Were we?
No, no, we were. I think we were watching videos. I think we were watching Girls' Generation videos and like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not. When you're watching videos and you don't show it on the screen, it's kind of hard to make a good video.
Yeah. I mean, it's also copyright infringement, but yeah, if you try to do that.
But isn't it fair use?
No, because I mean, I'm pretty sure Twitch streamers tried to argue that too, but
But there are so many React channels on YouTube.
Yeah, and they're slowly getting taken down. I'm pretty sure it's gonna. I'm pretty sure like fair use or commons is not gonna hold up when you're like showing entire things. Maybe clips, I can see that, but like especially like how the Twitch guys are doing and how some people mimic that on YouTube, it can't fly. Like, if I know a lot of channels are trying to get around that by only showing the reaction part but playing it live, which kind of makes it kind of holds up, but it's not the same as watching it and watching the reaction at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of sucks, but I guess at the same time it's just reaction channels. Like, people say that that's the lowest form of content, which is kind of true, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I kind of like react channels. It's pretty funny.
It's that self-validation.
it's a self-validation, but also at the same time, like learning about another person too. Because like, what if they don't react the same way as you?
That's true.
Maybe it teaches you empathy, something we all need in this political climate.
Oh,
React channels.
that's good. That's a nice slice of gold.
Yeah. Yes, I tied it back full circle.
Yep.
In today's day and age of politicizing health crises and the uprising of peoples going against each other for different beliefs and lack of empathy, React channels are a shining beacon of light that will lead us to a better world. So please, YouTube, keep React channels for the betterment of humanity.
Yeah. Or you can support us on Patreon and we'll do it for you.
Yeah, true. Patreon is totally cool to do, right?
Yeah. We're not going to do that yet.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
maybe later. If people actually like
Yeah.
us, okay. I'm going to stamp it right now. If we get at least monetized and grow a little from there, we'll start doing reactions. Or at least I will.
Sweet. Please. I don't know if I'm going to be good at reactions, but let's go.
Oh, I've been practicing, you know. I've been watching Korean shows. I know how to react properly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You got the Korean influenced React style.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Japanese, except a little
The triple
triple. Oh, the triple replay.
replay.
I wonder if you can do that. Like, make like a shortcut of like instant replaying your like face cam. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
It's probably possible.
Yeah, I want to try that, but I'm pretty sure somebody made that in OBS Studios. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to have been done.
Or maybe just waiting to happen. Yeah. That was pretty fun. Definitely a lot more serious than we try to be or tend to be, but it's kind of weird times, serious times. A lot of stuff are going on, and I don't know. It's nice to face things and not just put them to the side. But you know, I hope that what we said was like fun, but at the same time helps you reflect on how you feel, because reflection builds character, and character builds a good person.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. Don.
No.
So keep in mind that today's episode was supposed to be about PlayStation 2.
Yep.
But instead, it was about something far more important.
Yeah. But
And let's wrap it up, shall we?
please do. I was trying to, but I feel like I've been like, am I going to say something more or no? I'm probably going to cut a lot of this part out, but thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please come back and find us for our next episode, whenever that's going to happen. Most likely about PS2. Okay, we're going to make sure it's about the PS2 next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks a lot for listening in, and thank you for all your support. Please keep supporting, and we'll see you next time.
Wait.
Until then.
Wait. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you. And okay, go.
Until then, have a nice life.
Wait. Let's have a great life. Come on, man.
Until then, have a great life.
Yeah.